Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bailcast, and today I'm super excited because I have one of my lovely bitches with me.
Hello, hey bitch.
Hey bitch, Miss Nikki Limo, and I'm saying that she's gonna love this episode extra much today, just because there is zero order. I don't even know what I'm going to talk to you about today.
Oh my God. I actually feel good about like when someone else takes over, like in sex, where in like most of my life I have to be in such tight control over it.
Yeah.
And then like in bed, I'm like, okay, yeah, you go.
Yeah.
So this feels like, you know, I'm sleeping with you and
Oh,
you're
okay.
in control.
Because you don't give a fuck about this channel, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk,
If it takes, it's not my fault.
Let's talk about that. So Steve's very controller in the bedroom.
Yeah. And we like it that way.
Hell yeah.
So in real life, like,
What do you mean, hell yeah?
What? I just like to know that Steve's in control.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah. He's completely in control. Like I don't want to be in control. If he ever is like, hey, you take over, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This
So
doesn't
if in the
work.
middle of sex, he's like, we're changing the sheets. You guys would just go to the,
Yeah.
go and pull out new sheets and just put it on?
He's my master.
tight.
Whatever he says, that's
amazing.
what I do.
That's
That's awesome.
amazing. We're changing the sheets. Okay. Oh, shit.
tight.
I've been kind of trying to like mold him into more of that because he's
Yeah.
been like Little Spoon for so long.
Oh,
I mean, I like it. We just
Yeah.
talked about this on Hey Bitch. Go check that out. Don't leave this one.
Yeah,
please.
wait.
Do you
till the
plug
end.
that podcast on this podcast on that podcast?
Well, I only plug what I talk about.
no.
You better.
Damn, Nikki just threw me under the bus.
I don't plug it on my podcast shit they don't tell you, which you should check out also, but you should.
Everything's being plugged on this
doesn't.
podcast, and nobody's
doesn't.
plugging this
She plugged her
podcast.
hair tutorial on our other podcast.
I'm all about plugs. You want to plug something, Bart?
Yeah, plug it.
Plug
Watch
this podcast.
Bearcast on Bearcast.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Damn.
tight. You feel good?
Are you okay?
No, because no one plugs this. So I got to plug this on this, which defeats the purpose.
Everybody go check out Bailcast.
Yeah, go
and-
right
Which
now.
they're already
What do you want from me, Bart?
I know. Make up your mind.
I want on Hey Bitch, you plug Bearcast. And then on
Anyway.
shit they don't tell you on Bearcast.
We're living in the present.
Yeah, can you be now?
Can you check
be
out
here?
Bearcast right now?
Okay, so what I was saying was I've been trying to kind of mold him into that because he's been Little Spoon for so long that I'm just like, and I like to switch things up, right? Sometimes I like to dominate, sometimes I like to be dominated.
Oh, you're a switch.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I like it.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I like to just make him nut in like seconds, and
my
then
God.
other times I'm just like, oh no, I'm hurt. Yeah, but we're working on it. We had sex on over the weekend.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and it was
Thank you.
awesome.
Was it to procreate?
Well, no, it's just to get it on, and then we're like, oh, we don't need a condom. It's like
You're like
that.
being sloppy.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in
Oh,
such
hell
a
yeah.
hoe. You okay?
I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
He's sad
I
that
just
we're not
can't read-
plugging Bearcast on Hey Bitch. Hey, Bart, if I make you a promise that we plug it, will you be happy?
I'm so in the present. That was 5 minutes ago. I
Oh,
don't even care
shit.
anymore. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
my
like, I
bad.
don't even know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
He's so in the present, he doesn't even wipe the
So
sweat off
we
his
don't have
forehead.
to. We don't have to plug it. Then.
You know how bad I was rushing because someone's late ass?
Wait, you said you were 10 minutes late.
I was really 10 minutes late. You said you're 10 minutes late and it's 9:40.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
but-
you're not living in the present.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm just listening to what her cue was. She prompted me right now.
Okay, guys, I'm so sorry.
We're just trying to trap Bart. Is the thing.
Okay.
and it works every time.
I'm untrappable. I'm untrappable.
Okay. So yeah, so that's what we're working on. Oh yeah, we were having sex, and I did tell you the story about that one time he tried slapping my ass, and like he hit me so hard I was crying. This time he didn't follow through.
Oh,
It
he
was that good,
Being
like-
a little bitch.
Yeah,
oh.
it was that.
Oh, it was a good slap.
It was,
Oh, okay, okay.
it was a perfect slap.
I was
good
I
job.
was so scared though. I didn't even cock back. I was so scared. I was like this. I'm like maybe 4 inches away, and I just
You're so calculated.
no, because I was like no, because I know
4.3 centimeters.
if you would have saw your reaction from the last time, you would be that traumatized too. So like when I saw your reaction,
What did you see?
as soon as I smacked you, I saw how red your ass got immediately. And then you crawled away from. So we were doggy style, right? My dick was in her. I smacked her.
She had
and-
an army crawl away from you.
Yeah, and
It
her-
hurts so
and her-
bad, Nikki.
I
I thought he
had a red-
fucking. Yeah, I thought my bone was broken.
Yeah, I had a red hand on her ass, like the body glove logo, and then she.
a body glove logo.
Yeah, and then she starts crawling away, and then she turns back like this, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Oh!" And she was immediately in tears,
Yeah.
like I punched her in the face. So I was like, "I'm so fucking sorry." So because of that, I'm like, I don't want her to ever feel like I hit her.
Yeah.
So like we were getting it on, and I was like, "Please have
4
a good,
inches.
please have a good reaction, please."
But you don't know your own strength. That was the only problem. Or
Yeah.
did you think or did you think, oh, she wants it as hard as I could possibly go?
I wasn't even.
God,
I wasn't
that's a
even.
great
so,
question.
so I wasn't even going as hard as I go. I can possibly go. I could. That was probably like 30%. What she tells me, she's like, so before, like, we would have all these sexual talks. I'm kind of like sexually stunted, but then like we would talk about like slapping and choking and doing these things, and then I'm kind of shy doing those things, and then so she would be like, just go based off your feeling, like whatever you're feeling. When you feel it and just want to scratch someone's back, like just go with it. So how horny I was, I'm like, gotta match this feeling. Ooh, right?
Gotta match this feeling.
Yeah. So I was like, ooh, and I went, boom. I was matching the feeling, and I'm like, the feeling's no good. It's a bad feeling.
Has Steve ever done that to you?
No. Steve's very cautious about like he's in control, but he can tell like if I'm actually like starting to be uncomfortable or not, and so he can read that, and he breaks character a little bit. And it's like, are you okay? And then I'm like, I love
Breaks character. What's his normal character?
like, oh yeah, you're gonna suck this dick, bitch.
Oh,
Like you're gonna take it. I don't care if you like it, like that kind of shit. You don't like it, do you? And I don't fucking care, like that kind of
That's
stuff.
an awesome character.
Yeah, it's great.
I love that
And it's
character.
like, it's actually, I don't think he's putting on a character. It's organic from a part of him that's
It's
like,
his feeling.
yeah, it's his feeling. You gotta match that feeling.
Yeah.
But a couple times, okay, and I've talked about this, and if you watch everything JK, you already know that like I talk about Steve having a big dick all the time.
Yeah.
And
Bart knows.
I close up.
I don't
like,
know.
If it's been a day or two between having sex, like I close back up like crazy. Like my vagina closes. And so
What do you mean? Wait, whoa.
like it gets real tight. Like,
Okay.
so it took me 3 times to lose my virginity because it hurt so motherfucking bad.
Oh, wow.
It wouldn't go in. Like I couldn't use tampons for the first couple years I had my period because those were too
Damn.
big. So it's a really big dick with a really like small hole, and sometimes if he tries to rush it and go too fast, it like really hurts.
Yeah.
So like even though he's like trying to match that feeling and and he's like, oh, I'm gonna ravage you, I'm gonna hurt you, like all this
Ravage,
stuff.
that's some white people word.
Is it?
I've never said I'm gonna
Yeah.
ravage this pussy.
If I was a chick and I was getting raped in a dark alley and this guy had a ski mask on and he was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna ravage him, like, you're
That's
white.
a white guy.
You're fucking white.
That's a white
When I
guy.
go to the lineup, that guy. Yeah.
Because usually it's I'm gonna tear that pussy up.
That's
then you're like,
hilarious.
okay, he's a minority.
Well, he does say that too, but he's got words, you know.
Okay,
He's
I
got-
get it.
We read books.
Yeah.
I know you guys are
He's a
educated.
writer. He's a writer.
I love
Yeah,
it.
he's a writer. I
He's
didn't
like
even
interior scene.
honestly
bedroom.
I didn't notice that was even an odd word to say until you. Now, next time he says it, it's ruined.
Aw,
But
like you ruined it for us yesterday. Anyway,
Yeah,
well, not
yeah.
me really.
oh, he doesn't know. Bart
Yeah.
doesn't know.
Yeah,
In the girl
talk.
chat, it's
I
a
don't know
girl chat
anything.
thing.
I don't know anything. Yeah.
It's a hey bitch thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you were saying yeah. So
So sometimes if he's like, take it, and then he goes too hard in, then I'm like, okay, just slow down a little bit.
yeah. Oh, then he's like, oh, sorry, baby.
Yeah, and he's
I'll
like,
be more gentle.
oh, okay, you want me to slow down?
How cute.
I'm gonna slow down because I want to slow down.
That's awesome. That's
say
fucking
it.
awesome.
That's fucking awesome.
That's fucking
One
awesome.
thing I fucking admire and I love about you, Nikki, is that you're so aware, and you're so open to whatever flaws you see in yourself or whatever strengths, and you just have this like really cool confidence about you that I really like. Where does this come from? Like, how are you so comfortable talking about shit like this?
Oh my God, thank you. I mean, that's, first of all, that's a huge compliment. So thank you. I think I was just a loner for so long.
Yeah.
That you just like spend so much time with yourself that you like get comfortable with yourself and you are very aware of all your flaws. And for a long time, I feel like it made me self-conscious because I wanted to fit in and I wanted to be like, okay, they can't know about this about me. They can't know that I have these weird quirks or, you know, whatever. And
What age are you talking about?
I'm talking about like high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like junior high to high school age where I didn't have a big group of friends. I don't even think I had one friend going into high school.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because all my friends that I made in junior high, they went to a different high school.
Oh,
and
I hate that.
They kind of like were the friends that got together behind my back and like
Oh, so you never even had friends?
no, and it really felt that
shit.
way. It really felt like when I trusted people that I was like, oh, I feel comfortable. These are my friends. That it turned out that that wasn't the case, and they like didn't like me, or they just like all didn't know how to tell me that they didn't want to be my friend or whatever it was. And so like going into high school, I like got addicted to the Eminem message board, and I felt like all my friends were on the internet. Like that's my group of friends. And so I didn't really feel the need to like try to make friends. And when I did try to make friends, it was like, okay, well, they'll only see like these parts of me that I know are going to get approved, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, you live so much in that shell of like only showing the parts that you think people will like, that after a while you're just like, fuck it, no one's my friend anyway. Like I might as well just be myself, and then and then be aware and call out like, hey, I know this is fucking weird about me, but it just is, like, that's it. And then when I started writing stand-up comedy was when I was like 18 or 19, and I just drew from that. I drew from like all of the pain of like, I had this one boyfriend that I dated for 2 months. He was a popular guy, and I was like so nervous about dating a popular guy because I was like this punk rock nerd shy girl with braces that was kind of chubby, and then I like lost some weight and got the braces off, and I didn't realize that like,
Oh, you were the
popular
she's
guy-
all that girl.
yeah, the ponytail came down, and
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know that this guy is interested. And so I didn't know how to act. I was like, do popular people act a different way than us plebs down here?
Yeah.
And so he just thought I was so fucking weird, and he broke up with me and told me every single thing that was wrong with me.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Why? Why did he feel like he had to do that?
I don't know.
That's so
like he could have
weird.
just broken up with
Yeah.
me, but instead he was like, you have a lot of hair on your upper lip. You're not girly enough. You're not feminine enough. You are fucking weird. You do weird like hand movements, and like, cause I would just like do weird shit. I was a fucking weirdo. He wasn't wrong. Okay. And I feel
Well, he is weird for breaking up and then writing a list.
yeah.
I mean, he's weird if he like dated you for 2 months though. Like,
Yeah.
what did he like about you?
I think he just my ass probably. I
Oh.
think he just wanted to have sex, and so like we had sex, and then
You had sex?
we had sex. He was only the second person that I had sex with, because the one before that was like a serious relationship for like 2 years, which was a long ass time in high school. That
Yeah.
was like we
Super
were
long, yeah.
married.
Yeah.
And then this guy, I was like, well, I've already given it away, so like,
Yeah.
because I thought I was gonna wait till marriage, so I let him, have sex with me.
Oh my God.
And then he like left me 2 weeks before prom for his ex-girlfriend and gave me this list. And so I was like, okay, at that point I wasn't strong enough to be like, fuck the haters. I'm actually like, well, let me explore this. Let me see what it's like to be more feminine. And I started buying all these magazines and like learning how to do makeup and like learning how to do hair stuff and trying to like learn how to shop for things like fashion stuff that I had never tried before. And it was kind of like some of the stuff I liked. Like a lot of it I was very biased against before. I was like, oh, I'm just not like that. I'm not girly, whatever. But then some of it I was like, oh shit, I actually like this. Like I actually enjoy picking out colorful clothing items and not just dressing like a punk rock goth girl every day. And and then so leaning into that, when I get criticism or something, I always try to explore the other side. Like, oh, well, what if I am that? And what if I like changing? Because sometimes I can get so stubborn that I'm like, no, fuck it. I just want to be this. But if I haven't tried the other way, then I can't write it off.
Yeah.
So if I at least try the other way and be like, oh, yeah, it's not for me, then I can say that like I tried it.
Yeah, that's tight. Because for me, I don't know where this, I'm sure if I like dig deep, I can figure out where this comes from. But for me, I'm always like very internal. So everything I hear, like someone that's emotionally intelligent like yourself go through, and like you'll put it on the table, and like we'll all be aware of what's going on. So now we can all kind of come in and just like talk to you or just like chime in. And now as a group, we're all kind of working through that together. For me, it's more like it happens internally, and it's happening so quickly that I just have a conclusion and then I'll tell everyone else what the conclusion was.
Huh.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
And I wish I could like put it out on the table, be like, guys, this is what I'm going through. Like when we have our girl talk.
Yeah.
Everyone comes in with their stuff, and it's not until I start seeing them do it where I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Is that what you're supposed to do? And then I'll try to bring in my stuff. But even when I bring in my stuff, it's already like I'm already like solving
Like
it.
halfway done.
Yeah.
Most
in my
people
head.
are like talking and kind of brainstorming with each other, right? And then you're saying for you kind of brainstorm
Yeah.
within yourself, and you kind of come to almost like a rough conclusion before you present it.
That's why I think I admire you so much for doing that.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel like the girls group has been so like life-changing for me. I mean, life-changing sounds so dramatic, but like
It's life-changing.
like it's been life-changing in the way that like I used to just write all that shit in a journal where I'm like, I have to be aware and honest about how I'm feeling in this moment. And in my journal, I just let myself be like a whiny, ranty teenager, like no judgment, get it all out. How do you feel exactly?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we still try to self-edit when we're writing a journal, like, well, what if someone reads it? Or like,
Right.
oh, I'm not this person that has these crazy emotions. I'm very stable. And like, if you just get honest with yourself and let yourself be, you'll learn a lot about yourself, and you'll learn when you act certain ways and what to do in those situations, and you can adapt and stuff. But if you fail to recognize or even acknowledge when you're going through those things, then you can't grow and learn from them. So I learned from a young age to like just write it all out, but I didn't have any friends to talk to. So
Yeah.
having a group of girlfriends where I put it on the table and then they're like, me too. I've never felt that before. I've never felt the me too. And that made me feel so much less alone and so much less crazy, because I felt crazy. And my parents are, my mom is like a lot like you, where she goes through everything internally. So she always just seems so cool as a cucumber. And when my dad and I are like emotional people, she's like, you guys are fucking crazy. And
Oh,
so I
wow.
was always like, I'm crazy. This needs to be hidden. This needs to be worked out in private. And then I'm not allowed to share this part with anybody.
Yeah.
Except for in acting, which is useful. But when I shared it with the group and then they're like, me too, you're not crazy. I'm like, holy fuck. This whole time, I just thought, I'm crazy Nikki again and I gotta hide this part. Maybe I'm not gonna talk to anyone for a week because I gotta like shove it all down.
Dang.
But yeah. So yeah, it's not, you're not wrong. I think people have different ways of going through shit,
Yeah.
but you might like it if you like when you start actually addressing it openly. And
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
Yeah.
That's dope. How come we were getting so teary-eyed?
Because I've never felt that way before.
How cute.
I've never like had like a strong group of friends. I've had like a friend here and there, like
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh, this person's like a diehard, like they have my back, I have their back. But it's really always been the person I'm in a relationship with, and then not really any girlfriends.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of guy friends,
Yeah.
and a lot of times those relationships get ruined. Like, well, I'll run in like a circle, like doing stand up. It's a lot of guys, so
Yeah.
like a lot of the friends I made were guys, and like we'd get together and it'd be all guys and me. And then the minute that I'm single, everyone tries to hook up with me.
Yeah, and it ruins the whole thing.
Yeah, and I got fooled by that so many times where I'm like, no, they're just my friends. They're just my friends. They're just my friends.
They're
and then
never
I'm
just
like,
your friends.
oh, they're not. They really aren't.
Yeah.
Just your friends. And so I was like, man, I really got to make girlfriends. But making girlfriends is so fucking hard.
Yeah.
For years, I feel like all of my 20s, I tried and failed to make girlfriends,
Yeah.
like a group of girlfriends, because girls at like the late 20s, mid 20s age, they already got their clique.
Yep.
So if you didn't form a clique by then, you're kind of fucked. Like
Yeah.
nobody really wants to let you in their circle. And I just felt like, okay, I missed my window. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with being just me and Steve. And then you guys came out of nowhere. So like,
Out of the heavens.
yeah, out of the heavens. So that's why I get a little emotional, because I'm like, fuck. I was like finally accepting
so
my fate.
cute.
Like, okay, I'm just going to be a lone weirdo.
That's so cute. Your skin's fucking soft.
Oh, so's yours though.
I was trying not to interrupt you, but we do have to pause real quick
Yeah.
for our first sponsor.
It's cool. My emotions don't matter.
So, our first sponsor, ShipStation, I want to say thank you to them because I absolutely love their service. As you guys know, JK Films, we do sell merch. When we first started selling merch, it was the worst thing ever. And this is awesome because we're still on the topic of emotions. But it was the worst ever because the interface that you had to use or that you use through USPS, what is it, United States Postal Service?
Yep.
It was the worst, most nightmare experience ever. Like
was archaic.
It still is.
Yeah.
Like you have to weigh everything, which is fine because, okay, you can get a system down where you're like, okay, I know that every shirt's going to weigh approximately X amount of whatevers.
But the minute you go up and down in sizes,
you have to start all over.
You have to be specific.
But then if there's an international order, oh my God, like filling out that paperwork, it literally took like 15 to 20 minutes per one order. But now with ShipStation, it's amazing because it's saving you time, it's saving you money, and everything is modern. It's very intuitive. Like you whatever it is that you want to do, the interface is very self-explanatory. You're like, okay, I want to ship, I want to do this, and it links up with if you're selling on Etsy, if you're selling on eBay, if you're selling on Amazon, everything links up. And if you're selling on all three different places, it all links up under one interface. Everything is nicely, neatly organized, and you're saving so much time and you're not feeling stressed anymore. So I highly recommend if you're selling products, you guys, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs listen to us, definitely check out ShipStation. And for our special listeners, that's you guys, ShipStation is giving you guys free. You can use them for free. That's FREE, y'all. That means $0 for 60 days when you use promo code BEAW, BEAW. That's absolutely no risk to you guys. So check it out. See if you like it. You don't like it. Cool. You tried it. Nothing came out of your pocket. So go to ShipStation.com, enter promo code BEAW, BEAW. Again, that's ShipStation.com. And I like their motto because they like to make ship happen. Nikki would love that. Okay, and we're back. And your emotions do matter, okay?
I actually want to talk about that because sometimes I've gotten so used to just like letting my crying happen.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I've been working in a field like where I work for myself for like 6 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm allowed to like let emotions happen when they happen. And then they just go away. And people, when I cry in front of them, I don't feel a crazy like dramatic emotion. I think people are used to only seeing people cry if there's some dramatic situation or something heavy.
It's really bottled up.
That's really bottled up. Yeah. And so for me, I'm just like, oh, I'm good. I'm back. Like I'm back.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
It takes people a second.
She was just sick. She doesn't like being called crazy.
It's fine.
No, I'm saying it's. I don't think
it's crazy the way I process it.
I don't think you're crazy. It just makes me feel like that I'm crazy because I'm in the same field as you.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think I even allow myself to feel emotions.
Yeah.
So like we had I was talking to you over there on the barbell side. Like we've had so many ups and downs in JK and barbell and things, and when I'm nervous, when I'm panicking, when it seems like the future looks pretty dark or whatever, like I don't even let myself feel those things. Like I have an internal person like shut the fuck up, you little bitch. Like stop being a little pussy. Like, and so a lot of the times I don't even know if I'm really feeling all the ups and downs in life the way I should be.
That's not crazy, and especially knowing bits about your childhood. If you have been raised to feel like if I give into these emotions, I'm never going to come out, like I'll be weakened by them.
Yeah.
And you feel like you need to shove them down to stay strong for the group, then that a lot of people are like that, especially if they had a rougher childhood where they felt like they had to really hold their ground and weather a storm. It's not insane to like feel that you have to do that as an adult. And therapy helps with that. But I'm not even saying that letting yourself feel all the emotions is right for you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. Maybe you don't really understand your emotions enough to be able to process it and still live a healthy life in your normal day-to-day life. So, maybe it's just like a work in progress, or maybe it's just a different way that you deal with things. But for me, there got to be a point where like my dad used to just really yell at me like a lot. And because he's older, I wasn't allowed to say my piece back. And I always felt like I didn't get to say my piece, and I felt very misunderstood as a kid and very like suppressed or oppressed, or I don't know what's the difference between those two. Very oppressed.
You read
in
books,
that way.
I don't. So you're probably right in both.
Both of them. I felt both. Okay. And so then later, I like before deciding to take acting on as like a professional career, I had realized I hadn't cried in years, even though I was such a crybaby
Wow.
when I was younger, and I still am a crybaby now.
Absolutely.
But, I'll cry like on cue.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it was eye opening in my acting class when I couldn't feel emotions anymore because I had numbed myself so much because that's bad, emotion bad, that I couldn't feel when I needed to feel them
Wow.
in my work as an actor. So that was a huge like wall I had to take down. And then once the wall is down, it's like I either have all the emotions or none of the emotions. I can't, there's no middle for me.
Yeah. How
And
did you
so-
knock that wall down?
a couple things, mostly like private sessions with my acting coach. And I realized that anytime he brought up the word dad or father, I would start crying uncontrollably.
Wow.
Like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong because I hadn't analyzed that. Like I didn't think I had any issues with my dad or anything. I had no idea why anytime dad got brought up that I would start crying. And so that was something I really had to look into. And then I realized it was like the first year I moved away from home and that there were all these unresolved issues between me and him that I never acknowledged. And so I had to do a lot of like, I guess like digging it up and then forgiving in my heart, knowing that he did what he thought was right
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
And he never, by the way, he never hit me or abused me or any of that. So, and his dad abused him.
Yeah.
So in his mind, screaming at me and yelling at me and
It's
like,
super light.
yeah, it's super light. And that was like, I got off super easy,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And for me, it was fucking traumatizing. And I
Yeah.
felt like unsure of being able to say how I feel and like unsure if I'm allowed to cry. And also there was this thing where I would think that everything's good. I got straight A's. I did my homework. Everything's all good. I can play my video games. And he would come home and fucking tear me a new one over something I didn't even know was happening. Like I left a toy out in the living room or something like that. And I just would get reamed out for like hours. And it was because he's a CPA and it was tax season.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah, yeah.
taking out.
Stressed.
But I was like, I got into this habit of feeling like I can never be at peace. Like there's always something I'm forgetting and something I fucked up on. And I need to go analyze step by step and make sure that I have all my ducks in a row so that I don't get in trouble at the end of the day. And I would always fucking get in trouble. And so
Damn.
as an adult, I got like, the reason I feel like I'm so neurotic sometimes is because I feel like I fucked up somehow.
Yeah.
Like I always feel like if there's nothing to do, if I'm like not busy, there's something I fucked up on because
Yeah.
I can never just like chill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you working through that now?
Yeah, totally. But that's how that wall got broken down.
That's
was
amazing.
That acknowledging that I was suppressing all my emotions because of my dad and because like he told me I wasn't allowed to cry unless I was hurt physically. I just like allowed myself to feel things again, and then it all
Damn, that's
like,
dope.
was feeling. But then yeah, I'm just always feeling.
Shit.
Am I neurotic too or no?
I don't think not towards me. Towards yourself, definitely 100%.
What's the definition of neurotic?
I don't know.
Because you know the feeling where you're saying like you feel like you can't just be still or you
Yeah.
can't do whatever. I feel like I feel that all the time.
Yeah.
So anytime there's too much stillness, I feel like, oh, should I be doing something? Even if I'm just relaxing.
Yeah. I
And-
can't relax. It's really hard for me.
Yeah, I think I went through something similar, except my mom, like we would just be eating dinner, having a good time, and then she would just smack me across the face.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like, oh fuck, and she was like, tell me when you figured out what you did wrong. So she wouldn't even
Oh,
tell me.
shit.
Yeah. So I'm just like, did I do this? Boom, wrong.
Hell yeah, that's
Like, did you do
traumatizing.
this? And I was like, is it because I did this? Boom. And she just make, and as a kid, you don't know, you know?
Yeah.
And I would just guess all the time. So like it became, there was like this time where like maybe from maybe 5 until like 12 even, I would just be scared around my mom all the time because we could be at the supermarket and I could get slapped, or we could be in the car and I get punched in the face, or just like all kinds of.
Punched in the face, literally?
Well, she does this thing where it's called like a walnut
Charlie
or something.
horse?
No, she does this on my head.
Oh shit.
So you get like this little welt.
oh my god.
Like, you know what's the Mexican term that's cute? Popito or popito.
Oh, chipote. But that's
Chipote.
what the result of it.
Yeah. So that's the same thing. My
Yeah.
mom has a slang.
Yeah.
There's a cute name for it, but it hurts like shit.
oh my god.
Yeah. And then so there'll be even times where like in the supermarket and she just goes like this. I'm like, oh fuck, I know what time it is. But it's random things, and I have to just keep. She won't even tell me what I did wrong, and then I would have to go and then try to figure out different ways of asking for like sometimes I'll write an entire essay. I think it's this,
Oh my god.
and then she'll read it, and it's the wrong thing. She just rips it up and throws it away.
Oh, shit.
And I'm
That's so traumatizing.
yeah, like, or be on your knees for like 3 hours until you figure out what it is. And I'm just like, I don't know what it is. And she goes, and if you get it wrong, the next time's gonna be 4 hours. So not only do you have to figure it out, it has to be right.
Oh my god, that is gnarly.
Yeah, so I don't know if maybe that's why like I feel like I'm always under a microscope.
Yeah,
or I'm
you
always,
think?
or I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
I'm so fucked up. Because I think for me, like when I feel hurt about something, I'm just like, you should know why you hurt me. And it's kind of
Oh
going.
shit! Yeah, your thing of doing everything internally,
Yeah.
coincides with his like not his issues of not being able to know what he did wrong.
Yeah.
That's why like 2 weeks ago I was actually crying in her arms.
Yeah.
Because there was a period where she got really mad at me. And then for like it was like a week or two. And I really didn't know like what I did.
It wasn't one thing though. I wasn't like figure it out. I didn't even know what was going on.
You didn't even know. Yeah,
like
you didn't
I
even
wasn't
know.
being an asshole.
You didn't even. You were being an asshole, but you didn't even know.
Literally being an asshole, but not an intentional asshole.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wasn't intentional. She didn't know why she was an asshole, but she was an asshole. And then I think that just brought me back to a time where I felt so helpless that I didn't know what was going on. I'm trying my best every morning, every night, like to be the best person
I'm
I
so
could be.
sorry.
To be the
Yeah.
best husband, best father I
I'm
can
gonna
be.
cry again.
Don't cry.
and it
You
was-
know what? That's the theme of this podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone cries here.
And then no
anyway.
matter what I
cry glasses.
and I felt like no matter what I did, I was not good enough for her.
Yeah.
During those week, like
Yeah, I
week
think
or
that's
two.
what it is. That feeling like you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And that started to translate into adult life of like business and a career and feeling like you're not good enough there. But yeah, that's so you did cry though, right?
She did.
Yeah.
I mean, he did.
Yeah.
He did. Well, I'm gonna have to
When
do
Bart
this.
cries, it's a she.
No. He definitely. He's a man. He's a big man.
Yeah.
And on that note, I have to take
Bart, your emotions don't matter.
I know.
another break.
I know they don't. What up, guys? Our second sponsor is brought to you by Noom. What I love about Noom is that it is a habit-changing solution to help you develop a new relationship with your food and also your weight and all of your fitness goals. So how many times have you wanted to lose weight or you have a new fitness goal and then people tell you, oh, just do this. And it seems like it's such a
It's like a easy.
like an easy thing, but it's not, because you have to adjust your entire lifestyle. You have to adjust your psychology. You have to adjust even your social habits. Like
Right.
maybe you shouldn't go out and eat that fourth dinner with all of your friends anymore. And what's cool about Noom is that since it is a cognitive behavioral approach, it's a lifestyle changer, and it tells you all the things you should be doing, and it does change your lifestyle. So it's not that I should be doing this. It's a way better approach in my opinion, as also a fitness professional. So I super love Noom. Make sure you go to noom.com/bail to try it out. Noom.com/BEAW to start your trial and get any weight loss program that you need. You can put whatever goal that you want in there, and then it will help you make all the right decisions physically, psychologically, and socially to achieve your goal. Noom.com/BEAW, BEAW.
Okay, Bart. Yes, your emotions do matter, and we're back. Okay.
Well, that's good that you were actually able to like just surrender and to like be like, you know what, I give up. I feel defeated, and like at least let your emotions come out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I
like
felt so
I always
bad.
tell her, like when she gets mad at me, I always tell her like I don't even feel like she has a right to be mad at me ever, because I don't know how other people behave, but pretty much 99% of the time I'm trying to be the best husband and father that I can be. Like I'm so self-analyzing.
Yeah.
That I'm like, am I walking on the right side of the street? Should I be opening the door for her? Is she tired? She's tired. Maybe I should hold her backpack. Like I'm constantly thinking. So like I'm almost never on cruise control. So I'm like, since I'm never on cruise control, and if you know the intention of who I am and how I operate, if I'm always trying to be the best person I can be literally every millisecond of the day, how dare you get mad at me? So when she does even get a little bit angry, I'm like, fuck, what did I do wrong? Oh my God, should I go fucking kneel over here for another like 4 hours and just start smacking myself?
Yeah.
You're being a little, you're
Giving
so
yourself a Chipotle or whatever, Chipotle.
yeah.
Chipotle.
Yeah, I'm like, being 24/7, a good man is not good enough. It needs to be 25/8. I need to somehow squeeze 26 hours of goodness. You know, like so.
Well, wait a minute. But then I do tell you. So I had this like epiphany, right? Where
Gio, you're sounding evil.
I know I am, dude. He's really making me sound like an asshole. It's okay. But like I had this epiphany a few months back where I'm like, holy shit, I think I lash out at people I love when I need the most love.
Definitely.
Because I'm just like, I don't know what's going on in my own head, that I'm just getting irritated, and I can't like single any one thing out. Like, okay, it's because of this. It's because of this. It's just so many things happening, and then one little like you move the cup the wrong way, and I'm like, fuck, it's a fucking cup. But it's not until I think about it where I'm like, no, it's not the cup at all. It's because this happened at work or whatever. Where I tell him like, please, like I know this is hard to do, but please try to understand when I'm acting this way. It has nothing to do.
Totally.
Yeah.
It has
Oh my
nothing.
God. I relate to both of you.
Yeah.
So Gio, like, and you'll relate to Steve on this because Steve is an amazing husband. He is always trying to
He
same
fucking
thing.
is. He fucking is.
Yeah, where he wakes up out of bed and he's like, how can I make her happy today? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, you're like the sweetest fucking guy.
So he tells me like sometimes like he wakes up and he tries to be the best husband ever.
Yes.
And he comes to you and he's like, holy shit, it's a fucking tornado.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm out of here. And he goes like downstairs. He's like, I'm just gonna wait until everything blows over.
You see, that's cute because he knows you, so he
Yeah.
accepts it. But this guy's like, what the fuck? Why you don't have a right to be angry? And I'm like, it has nothing to do with
So
you.
that's what I'm saying
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it's just a communication thing because
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
always like that with us where he just knows. It used to be like he got hurt by it because he's just trying to be the best and what can he do? And like, there's nothing else he can do.
Yeah.
So it took that open communication of me being like, hey, sometimes when you wake up, I've already been working for 2 hours because we work from home. So I've already been working for 2 hours. I'm in like putting fires out mode because there's like a billion emails and like this brand deal needs this amount of pictures and this caption. They didn't like my caption on this. Oh, then I need some screenshots over here. And the tax people are asking me for our reports on this and like why we spent this here. And like there's a million people talking to me and I feel like very overwhelmed and needing to like organize it and stay cool. And then like you come in and you're like, hey, good morning. And I'm like, I can't deal with it right now. And I get that from his
so
perspective.
cute. He's like, hey, good morning. Fuck you, Steve.
Fuck you. I can't talk to you. Yeah, it's like that. And so I told him, hey, like, sometimes it's like this for me and just know it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes the reason he can't, like, he couldn't read it in the beginning is because I am quiet. I'm trying to keep as cool as possible so that I don't end up on the floor sobbing in a keep and not being able to solve any problems. So I'm like barely holding it together, but on the outside, I look like, oh, she's just on the computer. And then he comes in not knowing, and then he gets exploded at. And so for a long time, he didn't understand. And I had to explain why in my head. And then also when I'm PMSing, I'll tell him it's PMS week. I have to be very aware of that too, because during PMS week, I don't know if you get this way, Gio, but like
I get fucking crazy.
yeah, does it feel like the blood is just boiling under your skin?
Oh, I don't know. I'll pay
For
attention
me,
to that.
it's like the blood is fucking boiling under
You're
my skin.
evil.
And I'm just like irritated at everything
Like a
just
cat.
for being. Yeah, just for being. I'm like, I don't want anything to be right now.
Are you irritated right now?
No.
That was last week.
Yeah, no, actually, it is PMS week this week,
Oh.
but I think I'm more in a emotional,
Yeah.
like, everything is like really emotional for me, where both good and bad. So people just think crying has to do with when things are bad, but actually I've been crying a lot at all of the good stuff lately, like where I'm like, everything's so beautiful and like the sun and the way that it goes through the leaves, it's like we're just so blessed to be here.
That's fucking awesome.
Who are you, lady? I'm
Do-
just
do
walking
you
around
guys-
crying at butterflies.
Do you guys think it's a good idea
cute.
for guys to take?
Wait,
like,
check this out, Nikki. Look at Bart's lips. Get fucking white.
Is that from your pre-workout?
No, they're just dry as fuck.
Oh shit!
And it makes me so nervous because I'm like, dude, the whole time I'm just staring at his mouth because I'm like, it's gonna tear. It's gonna tear.
It doesn't feel dry though.
gonna tear.
Okay.
Okay.
It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit where like that
When he
dude's
wants
just
crack?
crack. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
His
Oh,
whole
what's his
mouth
name?
is white.
Tyrone Biggums.
Yeah, something
yeah.
like that. Anyway, you were saying,
Sorry,
too, is it a
Bart.
good
Oh.
idea?
You look great.
Yeah, thank you. Is it a good idea for guys to take a monthly vacation during the PMS week?
A monthly vacation? You'll just come back right in PMS week again.
No, no, like you leave.
I think once a month.
Oh, you mean once
During
a month?
that week, yeah,
Oh,
during
okay.
that- yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought you meant take a month off when it's PMS week.
No, no,
I'm
no,
like,
like-
you'll just end up back at PMS week.
No, no, 1 week. 1 week
He
a
doesn't know
month.
how to plan.
1 week a month, but every month.
Oh, well, I have a theory.
Fuck no.
Why?
We suffer together. What the fuck?
Well, I also have a theory that guys are on a cycle too.
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
And ours just happened to sync up, which is a good thing and a bad thing because he'll be cranky at the same time I'm cranky, and so we just, stay away from each other. But at least we can be aware of it and be like, okay, it's PMS, it has nothing to do with you. If
So
I
he
say
has cranky week too.
he does, yeah.
So do you.
I do have cranky.
Yeah.
It's a week or like is it a day or just an hour?
I don't know. Pay
At least a
attention.
few days in a row,
Yeah.
like where it's like a week.
Oh,
It feels like
really?
a week.
You'll be way more sensitive.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not being an asshole, you'll just be like more sensitive.
Oh, and it's cyclical. It's not just randomly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cyclical.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense too, because like hormones are cyclical, and
Yeah,
it would
yeah,
make
yeah.
sense just because you don't bleed doesn't mean you don't get hormone fluctuations.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you're working out more, like it's raising testosterone levels, like it's creating imbalances everywhere. So
yeah.
it makes sense. But it's just that we don't have a marker to prove when your week is.
Yeah.
Whereas like with us,
And thank God their dick doesn't bleed every week.
Ew.
I heard once a month.
Yeah.
I wish it did. I wish everything that girls felt, I wish guys felt too. Like I wish I could get pregnant.
That's a sweet thing to say because you'll never have to.
No, but I really wish.
And it's an easy thing to
I-
say.
It's
I
like
really
when
wish.
people are like, I would take a bullet for you, but there's a rare chance I'd be in that situation. So I could say that and be confident about
yeah.
it.
Oh.
I feel like he really means it.
I
But
mean
yeah,
it. Yeah, I
I know
mean
you
it.
do.
Yeah.
Steve says that too. It's just a bit that we have, like
Yeah.
where he's like, oh, I really wish I could get pregnant because he knows that he never can. And he calls it out and he's like,
No, if Jill's like, I'm not marrying you, let's you take a pencil and stab it through your hand, I would just do it.
oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
yeah, let's do it.
You're like an Unsullied.
He is.
Oh yeah, I think I am. Like Grey Worm.
I love
Yeah.
I love all the fucking
I relate
Game
to
of Thrones
I relate
now.
to Unsullied a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on, by the way, no spoilers. I'm on season 8, the last season.
Everyone watch it
episode
besides you
4.
guys. There's no spoilers.
No, you don't spoil it for me.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
I still have 2 more episodes to get through.
Yeah.
But I got really emotional because I was watching the King's Landing fight last night.
Oh, with the ships.
Don't even fill in the blanks.
Oh.
Let her say
Oh,
it.
okay, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, where Daenerys takes the dragon to King's Landing and like completely destroys it. And I guess following all those characters for so long, you get really attached. And
Oh yeah.
Who
Y'all
died
have
that you got so sad over?
well, like the Hound, Jamie.
Oh my God, did you see that
Jorah's
fight though?
death?
Is that where Cersei was there?
Yeah,
And she was just like, I'm gonna get out.
Yeah.
And she walked to this. It was so funny.
yeah.
They should have done something to her.
They rushed a lot of that. I get why the fans were mad. I
Yeah,
get it.
it's
I totally
fucking
get
annoying.
it. It's like there was so much slow buildup of you getting
Oh,
attached to
yeah.
these characters, and then they just like slam fucked them.
Yeah. Wait till the last 2 episodes, girl. It doesn't get any better.
Everything was like a Michelin star buildup, and
Yeah.
then all the payoffs were fast food.
Yes.
It's like okay, this, and then I guess this, and then I guess this.
Yeah.
Would you say
Yeah.
you're feeling pretty emotional about that right now?
No.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Am I?
you are.
But
I
do they
think you
matter?
are. They don't matter because right now we're gonna take another break to introduce our next sponsor.
I want to cut off Gio's emotions.
And our last sponsor is brought to you by Figs. Figs is a new school scrub company.
I love it. They freaking killed it. So, I saw you in I think it was a picture or something when you were wearing scrubs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've gone to hospitals. I had a baby. Like I know what scrubs look like. And no offense to anyone that wears them right now, but we all know they're not the most flattering.
They're
And they,
big, boxy, and square
Yeah,
because they're
they're-
based off work clothes.
yeah, and I get it. It's supposed to be comfortable and it's supposed to be, very professional looking. But why do they got to make it look like a square? You know, like now there's athleisure out there, and people really care. Like before, when you would go to the gym, you would just get your shittiest clothes and you put that on because you're like, I'm not gonna get it dirty at the gym. And I'm sure the same thought process kind of went into scrubs, where it's like, well, I'm gonna get it dirty anyway. But now people are like, no, man, like I'm an individual and I have a sense of self and style. I want to pair my with my scrubs with my dope kicks now. So Figs came in and they're like, we got you, fam. Because they have jogger style pants that still have the exact same functions as scrubs, even better, I would say, because they have multiple pockets for pens, for your iPhone. Like there's so many pockets. Like I use it now.
Yeah.
Because it's like what are those pants called? The
Cargo pants.
Is that what it's called? Where they have all these pockets everywhere? Mm-hmm. Yep, they're like cargo pants, but they just look super cute.
Yeah, they're way more modernized. So they even have yoga waistbands. So if you bend over, nothing shows. And there's a variety of styles, from classic straight legs to joggers to even skinny styles. So, like just going back to the athleisure example, when you look better, you lift better. And so if you look better here, you probably work better because you just feel like you identify it with more, and you just look more alert and you look more stylish and more sleek. So if you want to try it out, or if you want to give it to any of your family or friends that are also in the medical profession, go to wearfigs.com. That's wearfigs.com/Bell to get 15% off your first purchase. That's wearfigs. wearfigs.com/Bell, BEAW, to get 15% off. And these are great for gifts, great for yourself, and they're extremely soft and form-fitting. Make sure you go check them out.
And we're back, and no one's emotions matter.
Gio, have some emotions so I could cut them off.
No way. If I tell you my emotions, it's because they're already concluded. And they've been sorted. Ooh,
Gio, do you feel like you had to... I don't have headphones on, so I don't know when gulps.
Yeah.
Gulp. Do you feel like you've had to suppress your stuff to be strong, or is that just something you've always done, is work out things internally and not really express them?
I'm kind of like you, where I was very alone, so I feel like I have a lot of traits of an only child because there was such a huge age gap. But I also have traits of just a kid that was bullied a lot. But I was bullied a lot by my brother, and I guess kind of my sister a little bit. So I have kind of that trauma. I wouldn't even call it trauma. Who knows if it's trauma, but I have that kind of shaped me heavily. And then the fact that I was just alone a lot. Like I was always in my room, really isolated. I didn't have friends because I just couldn't go out. And like I went to school that wasn't even in the district where I lived. So I didn't even know anyone.
I don't think I knew this about you, that you were also a lonely person.
Fuck yeah. Like my sister's 15 years older than me. My brother's 10 years older than me.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Then it's my little sister who's 6 years younger. So for the longest, I was just a fucking solo kid.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. And then my little sister's like, do you think I'm introverted? She's like me times 10. Super artist, like very isolated person. Like I don't know much about her.
She's a Mexican chick that draws anime, so that paints a big picture of it.
True.
Anyone can like anime, bar.
Yeah, anyone can, but one that draws them.
No, she's really good. She's a really good artist.
Freak.
But
we should bully her.
I think you guys are right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just very alone and just very much in my head, like to the point where if me and my mom were in a car, like the car was silent. And I remember one time I was probably like 9 or 10 or something, and I was just like, "Hey, Mom, I just realized. I hope you don't feel like I'm not talking to you, but there's just a lot of stuff going on in my head." And she goes, "It's okay, I get it." And I'm like, "Okay." And I just went back in my head.
And that's it.
That's it.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
The difference between me and you, I think, is that I couldn't shut up as a kid. Like my mom would just be begging for peace. She would play a game with me in the car that's like, okay, the person that can stay quiet the longest wins. And I'd be like, I'm so competitive that I'm like, I'm gonna fucking win.
You lost, huh?
Yeah, I lost every time.
That's fucking cute. No, I was a very, very quiet kid. That's why, like, when there's a lot of energy, like when we're in our girl circles and there's a lot of energy happening, God damn it, then I'm the first one to be like, cool, I enjoy the energy, but then I take a back seat and I sit there and I observe it.
Wait, that's weird too, because I feel like I get like that. So I'm really talkative when I'm one-on-one, but when I'm in a group and there are other dominating personalities, I'll sit back and be beta.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's kind of like sex, where I'm in control during my life, like my regular day-to-day, I'm like super like control freak. And then in bed, like you can take over.
Yeah.
So if someone else wants to be a dominating personality, like I just let them take the wheel.
Yeah, I don't think it's a beta thing for me. It's more of an observational thing for me.
Oh.
And I'm just enjoying it. Like I'm enjoying the conversation, and then as I'm enjoying it, I'm observing. Like I really enjoy staring at people and how they make decisions and what triggers they have, and like I really like to
Same.
sit there and just observe.
Yeah.
So when I start seeing people have like dialogues and they get passionate about it, then I'm just like, oh, is that how they deal with stuff? Oh, cool. Maybe I can apply that to my thing. And I'm just sitting there, I'm in my head again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if I hear something funny, then I'll come in like hella hard. But then other than that, I'm just like, oh, okay, cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
I feel that way, especially with like a new group situation,
Yeah.
because I like to feel out the vibe of the group.
Same.
Like if usually in groups that have already been established, they have a particular vibe. They've all kind of started being like each other.
Yeah.
And so if I'm like an outsider coming into a new group, like I just like am very quiet because I'm feeling out the vibe
Yeah.
a lot, and then I'll jump in once I feel comfortable. Like, oh, they'd be okay with this type of joke.
Oh.
Like I don't want to extend myself and
Yeah.
like offend people right away.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, oh, they're cool, like I can make this joke.
Yeah. Do you do that? I feel like you just kind of go. I feel like guys just come in.
They just come in. No, I don't think so. I think I'm more like you, where I don't know if I don't think I'm observational. I think I'm more of like a vibe writer. So for me, like I enjoy a certain type of vibe, and it's usually like happy-go-lucky and cheerful or whatever. So if that's being done by what's already happening, I'm just enjoying it, whatever. But if it feels weird, then I feel like this urge to kind of have to like lift it up a little bit. But once it's there, I don't have to be the one that constantly keeps lifting it up.
Yeah, that's like Steve. I feel like he's like really good at lifting a mood if energy is stagnant.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like I just mold into whatever energy is there. So if the vibe, everyone is just like, yeah, hey, we're cool. Then I'm like, I'm lower, and I'm like, cool. So I was gonna do this, you know.
Oh, wow.
My gut instinct would to start
No,
changing
I
it.
can't
would have
change.
I have to start changing it. 'Cause
And
it
I
feels
don't
weird.
even think it's an analyzed thing. Like I don't think it's a preconceived thing. It's like when I'm in a conversation and someone has an accent, I just start like talking with their accent, not on purpose. Like that's embarrassing. I hate when that happens.
You start talking in an accent.
Yeah, like
I
you
do that
start
too.
talking in what?
I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're in Malaysia, and then like when I start talking to them, like they're fluent in English, but they have their own type of English.
Yeah.
My words start getting choppier, like theirs. I start pronouncing vowels in a certain way, and I have to like catch. Or if I'm like in Australia or England or whatever, it just starts changing and morphing.
Totally.
is that?
And it's not even like an exact replica of their accent. It's just like you said, with the choppiness or the cadence will change.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm trying to imitate an English accent or whatever. I just start having their inflections in their
Yeah.
tone and like talking in the same frequency as them.
Oh, because you really want to blend in.
Do you,
I
do you
don't
ever
want
do that?
to. It just does. It just happens.
Like if
I
I
see.
talk to someone and they're really fast talking like this, then all of a sudden I start talking really fast too, and we're just both two people just talking really fast all of a sudden. Versus some people, they're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And you're all fat, and they're like, "I'm doing pretty good."
Yeah. Okay. I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I just like naturally just kind of like conform
Yeah.
to that somehow.
I get that. I get that.
That's exactly it.
But I try to keep it happy vibe still.
Yeah.
It's super cute that Bart thinks that he keeps these vibes, because if you see him, he's always like that. Like that's just him all the time.
Well, because it feels good right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just.
But I can't
like-
even tell.
so I'm
like,
just like this.
if I wasn't with you, I'd feel so uncomfortable around you.
Oh, I
damn
don't
it.
know. I feel
I
happy
wouldn't be able
vibes
to.
from him.
He is happy vibes, but
Yeah.
then I don't know if like so. I worked with him, and he was my boss. I guess he kind of still is.
Oh, That's sexy. Got a 50 Shades of Grey kind
No,
of
it
thing.
wasn't really sexy, because if I was doing something wrong, then I was getting scolded like a boss to an
Still
employee.
sexy. I don't understand.
I mean, but he was really questioning my like ability to do things,
Yeah.
right? That's very sad. So then like I was always kind of like on edge, because I'm like, I can't read him. Like I can't read his face. I don't know if he's agitated or if he's happy. Like I'm like, did I fuck up again? Like
What if you ask what you can read? Are you mad right now?
I would ask, but then for me,
You're trying to anticipate needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or and then just how to like enter a room, or like what's the energy now? Like what's the vibe? Like it was so hard for me to figure out his energy so that I can match it. Like even sometimes now when I'm like having a conversation with someone, or just even on our podcast, sometimes I'm like, I'll be like, wait, did I just did I say something dumb that he's like thinks I'm dumb right now?
Oh no,
Yeah.
Gio.
I can't read him.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Also, you also know that I have pretty intense ADHD now. So like,
now I know.
So we both got our brain scanned or whatever.
Yeah.
So what's cool about the ADHD test, it breaks it down to show you what kind of ADHD you are. So on the attention side, there's vigilance, focus, and
Prudence.
speed. No, prudence is on the
the other side.
So and speed. So speed is how fast you react to things. Focus is on a singular topic or task, how much you can zone in on that. And then vigilance is how much you're taking around you. So most people, they're taking in the world. The minute there's a task at hand, hey, can you pour this cup into this? Its focus goes whoosh, and then nothing else really matters and until I finish the task. And then speed is like how long it takes you to finish that task, or when there's a stimulus, hey, pour this into the cup, like how fast it takes you to immediately do it. Because if you have like some people, they're ADHD, it's like they tell them and then they're like, oh yeah, like this. So for mine, my vigilance is extremely high. My speed is extremely high. So I react insanely fast and I take in the world. The problem is my focus is so low. So I think that's the reason why sometimes you can't read me, because as you're talking to me, I might be looking at why
Yeah,
your
he's never
eyeliner,
here.
like why is your eyeliner like longer on this side than the
Oh
other
God,
side?
no! Don't tell me that.
No, but it's just like I'm just taking in everything.
Yeah.
So I think maybe what she's trying to read from me, I'm not even on that like wavelength.
Yeah.
Then and there.
Like he's blank and
There's times.
she's like, oh shit, maybe he's mad. And
Yeah.
like inside you're just like,
Or maybe we're talking.
That's what's going on.
Yeah, or maybe we're talking and I've been trying to like crack my big toe for like the last 30 minutes. I'm like, why isn't it fucking cracking?
yeah.
It's, there's just so many things going on. So what he was saying, it's like because of that, I've been able to be like a high functioning human being still because of my speed and my vigilance. But because my focus so low, he's like, you're probably just like bulldozing through all your tasks. And it's probably why you get tired so fast, because for most people, when they know how to focus, they can shut the other parts down. Like, now I'm going to paint. So they don't have to be hyper vigilant. Their speed can come down and they can take their time.
But you're like painting a picture really fast.
Yeah, but for me to paint, I'm painting on stuff. So I'm like wasting like a ton of energy on stuff,
The blue's all mixing with the yellow and the orange.
Yeah.
No, then he has
Everything's
OCD,
brown.
dude. Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
can't do that. It has to be like in its perfect little spots.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Wait, so you're like that, and then you're like, I figured everything out internally. Is there ever a time when both of you think that the other one's mad at them?
Yeah, a lot.
And
All
'cause
the time.
neither of you are talking.
Every day. He'll
Well,
be like,
I'm always talking.
he's like,
okay.
He's like, is everything okay?
Yeah,
And
I'm always like
oh
that.
yeah, I'm good. Yeah, and then for me, I'll check in with him too. I'm like, are you okay? Like, are you mad right now? Anything wrong? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, okay.
Does she ever say she's good when she's not good?
Oh, of course.
All the time.
okay.
Of course.
So like,
That's hard.
so she is what I think is called like.
Why are we talking? We're supposed to be talking about Nikki. Why are we talking about?
No, it's a
I
it's a
love
podcast.
learning about people.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
my
Damn
jam
it.
too. Sorry,
Okay.
Gio.
I think I call her like suppressive expressive.
You call her a suppressive.
Well, no, I just came up with that right now because I think
That's like when people try to leave Scientology and then they're a suppressive person because
Oh, really?
because they left the cult and so they're like suppressing the cult.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm suppressive.
No, so I think because of her upbringing, like the being bullied and the only child and stuff, I think she has a and all the alone time that she has, I think she definitely internalizes a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But she also has a automatic like defense mechanism. So like if someone were to like, you look very pretty today, she'd be like, fuck you. But then inside she's like, wait, is that a compliment? Thank you so much. Yeah, it's like that. So a lot of times she'll like.
It's not fuck you, but it's like, what do they really mean?
That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly
yeah,
how
yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
Or like, what's their agenda? Like,
Yeah.
because I don't really take well to flattery. I don't like compliments a lot.
Same.
And so when people compliment me right off the bat, when they know very little about me,
Exactly.
I'm like, thank you. But inside, I'm like,
Yeah, what do you want?
But it can even
I'm
be for,
watching
it can
you.
even be for me though. So like she can be fuming and expressing something as if she has intent of expressing it, but inside she's still working that part out. Mm-hmm. And then it takes time. So I learned now that it takes time for me to just give her space.
Yeah.
And then she'll figure out if what she was feeling matched what she just expressed.
yeah.
Fucking confusing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and then sometimes she's like, I'm sorry. I know I acted really mad, but I think and it was mad at you, but it was actually just this thing that wasn't going right over here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so.
a lot of people
I think
don't
so.
know like how to process emotions or connect them to the logical thing. And then it makes it even more complicated when you have things like mental health issues like depression or
Yeah.
ADD or like whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
That's like another layer on top of that, because for me with depression, like, yeah, there was shit going on in my life. Like I was lonely. I had no friends. Like I was bullied also. But then I had depression on top of that. And sometimes I would have depression, but there wasn't an outside thing going wrong. But I would be like, why do I feel sad? And then I would try to look for a reason, and I would like attach it to things. And then it would make it worse because I'm like, well, now I'm thinking about this other thing that's shitty that I wasn't even thinking about before. And so it took me a long time to realize, to separate the two, where like, am I just feeling depression because of a chemical imbalance right now? Or is there actually something wrong that I need to fix and find a solution to? And if I can recognize that, oh, it's not me and it's not something wrong, it's just this depression thing, it releases. And like I can let
cool.
it go. And that's when I say, if I can just cry it out for like a minute, like it's completely gone and I feel like a new person and I feel like, oh, I'm really happy again. Like I'm really like
That's
happy go
awesome.
lucky.
Yeah.
But before not being able to recognize it, I would hang on to it and it would just become who I am forever, like for, months. And like, even if happy things happened, it had already developed to a point where I couldn't see good and happy things anymore because I'm not on that frequency. And so it really can spiral quickly if you don't get a hold of it and recognize that this is depression and this is a sad thing that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard for me to jump on negative emotions real quick in terms of like calling it, like labeling it that, like depression or like I'm stressed, or it's more like, I don't know, because I'm just always thinking about it. When I'm feeling bad about something, I'm like, okay, let's analyze it. Why am I feeling bad? Is it because of this? And I'm just sitting there trying to work through it over and over and over. So I can never really tell if I'm like, oh fuck, I think it's because I'm depressed. Like, I don't know if I've said it on here a million times, but like the year after Taika was born, like I had lost a sense of self. And like, that's when I was just like, fuck, I wanted to sleep in all the time, which is rare for me to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything. Like everything was always so sad. I felt like just really tired all the time. And Bart was like, I think you're depressed. I'm like, oh shit. I had no fucking idea.
That's what she said on the
Yeah.
inside, but the outside was, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Shut up, go away.
No, it wasn't. At that point, I was so defeated. I was just like, fuck.
Like, no, I'm not fucking depressed. And inside, she's like, wait, am I depressed? I think I might be.
Yeah, and especially if it's
God
something
damn
that
it.
you're not used to, like when you don't grow up in a household where they're like, it could be depression. 'Cause
Never.
Several times when I was in high school, I went to my mom and was like, I think I have depression. Like, I want to go to a doctor or get diagnosed or like see if that's what it is because I think I have depression. And depression was such a bad word back then. I think the stigma has gone away a little bit now. It's much better now. But back then it was like, you don't have depression. No, like you're not, nothing's wrong with you. Like you'll work through it. You're just having teenager things.
Mm-hmm.
And so for a long time I was like, okay, my mom says I don't have depression, so I don't have it. So there's something wrong with me, or I got to find out why I'm feeling this way. And I started attaching it to things. And it wasn't until much later when I went to a therapist on my own that they were like, oh yeah, like you have anxiety and depression for sure.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
and let's go dig deep and figure out why that is and fix it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think growing up in that sort of household where it was this like big thing, like depression,
Yeah.
only like crazy people have
Yeah.
it.
Well,
you know?
and we come from parents that like immigrated here. Well, half of yours.
yeah.
But for mine, it was like, you don't have time to think of those things. You don't have time to think of your emotions. If you're feeling sad, fucking shake it off. Because
Yeah.
you got to go get money. You got to hustle,
Yeah, and military too. Like, so they were immigrants, and the way they immigrated was through the U.S. Navy. So my grandpa was like militant and like, I don't have time for emotions, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then I actually have grandparents that immigrated on my mom's side too from Russia/China. So like it was my great grandma. Her dad was like a doctor from Russia, but they were living in China and they were living like a really rich life. And then there was like some period of time, and I'm not good at history, but this is what I was told, was that they were like killing all the smart people or something. Do you know about this?
In China?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And they were
They were
like
like killing and hanging teachers, professors, all that
Why?
stuff.
So that was
During
happening.
the whole communist era
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Yeah, and so he was like, he told his wife and to take the kids, so her and her sister, and he's like, just go to America, I'll find you. He never found them.
Oh my God.
So they were immigrated. They immigrated here in a really kind of traumatizing way. That way, they were, I guess, like migrants or whatever.
Is your dad's side?
No, this is my mom's side.
Oh, okay.
So my dad's side from the Philippines immigrated through the U.S. Navy, and then my mom's side immigrated during that time in China where they were killing doctors and stuff.
Holy
and
shit.
yeah, they got here by fleeing.
God
Yeah.
damn. Yeah. So stuff like that. That's why, at least for me, I just don't understand emotions.
Yeah,
and
they're
I'm
like
still
stiff upper lip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like leave that shit at the door.
Yeah.
You know? And like now,
Do you
like
say that to yourself mainly? Those type of thoughts, or is it to like other people? Or
now I really admire, I think that's why I admire you so much. I really admire people that can like understand them, feel them, go through it, express it externally. Like I really like that. With me, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in my head. For me, I'm just like, I'm feeling it. Okay, I'm just going to feel it. And then it's like, okay, let's get to work. It's like let's start fixing it, you know?
Oh,
It's
you
that type of
go to
thing.
work on fixing it.
Myself, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you ever think of it as maybe not being a problem? Like that you can just feel it and like
yeah, do you
accept
think
it,
do you think
allow
it's
it?
more of a crutch, or you think it's more of a superpower?
I feel like it's a superpower. If those are the only options, I feel like it's a superpower because I don't ever feel like it creates a barrier for me to meet new people or to try new things. Like it's never like crippling. You know, it's one of those where I'm like, okay, wait, what is it? And if I don't understand it at that moment, then I'm like, I'm gonna put it to the side until something else kind of makes things kind of connect in my head. Yeah.
Okay.
So like with when he started crying was because I just didn't know what was happening internally. That I think I put it off to the side where I'm like, okay, I'll work on that and see what else comes up that I can kind of connect the dots, and then it'll all make sense and fall into place. But it was one day I woke up, I think it was last week, Wednesday, and I'm like, I was just so sad. And I was really, really sad. And that's when like we had our talk, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm just really sad. And then that's when we talked about it.
Did you figure it out by the end, or
Did we
or
figure
was
it
it
out?
just something general, like you just felt sad?
No, I think we figured it out. I think it had something to do with just kind of like the love language type thing, and like just kind of how we communicate with each other, and like I need to feel desired and like things like that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like your tank was kind of empty.
Yeah.
and you just needed to refill it.
Yeah.
I think that like for Steve and I at least, because I don't think none of this shit comes naturally to people. Like it's all you
It's
having to figure it
hard.
out, unless you had a therapist as a parent,
Yeah.
you know, that could like really teach you everything correctly. I think it's all a lot of it's like just trial and error and like figuring it out. But for Steve and I, like developing a vocabulary like that, where it's like, oh, my tank is empty here. Like,
Oh,
like
cute.
that kind of thing.
And
where
even recognizing it, because I think sometimes
Yeah.
for most people, they don't even recognize what they need. So there's a lot of times where, like, let's say I'm getting angry at Gio, or I'm getting like cranky about something, and then it takes her to go, I don't even think this matters right now. I think what matters is this. And then I'm like, oh fuck, you're right. You know? So like if I'm expressing a need that I wasn't even aware of, I can't even say my tank's empty. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's this, but it maybe is my tank's empty or something.
Yeah, because he'll be like, let me try to give you a random example. I always want to watch, I want to watch this movie and you never want to watch it. Like, why don't you ever want to watch that movie? And then for me, I'm like, oh shit, this is an obvious one, but it's like, oh, okay, you don't want the movie. Let's turn the movie, let's spend some quality time, just us two. Because that's like his thing, right?
yeah.
And then but he'll be like, oh yeah, that is what I needed. It's not the fact that I don't feel like you respect my taste in movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things.
It's that he wanted to have a shared experience
Yeah.
with you over
Yeah.
something that you both
But
like.
he's expressing like, why don't you respect me? Like I
Yeah.
write movies. I like make a living off of like, you know, writing and this and that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, it turns
But then
into
how
like
do
a logical argument when it was emotional the whole time.
Yeah, well, I think like we want to assign logic to our
Yeah,
emotions,
yeah,
and
yeah.
emotions aren't logical.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing I've learned about emotions is that they're not logical.
Yeah.
Like it could be that I'm crying because something really sad happened, like I lost my grandma, or it could be that a butterfly is really pretty, and like I don't fucking know.
They're
Like,
really pretty though.
it's very illogical to be crying over that, but I'm like, oh, that's it. Like, it's because of
Dude, I've
this.
seen people do amazing, during the Olympics, they'll do this tumble, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm crying because I'm like, that's amazing.
So I think just accepting like whatever feeling it is and maybe not needing to like assign it, you know, unless it's something that keeps recurring and you're like, I
Right.
don't know why, you know.
Right.
Obviously, a lack of quality time when that's your love language, that is great
That's
that you
my
guys
love
figured
language,
that
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But like sometimes if I just have feelings and I'm like, I don't know why this is this feeling, but it's a feeling and I just accept it, then it just gets to be its own little feeling and it's like, thanks for letting me live today, and then it goes away.
So cute. You made it a cute little character. I saw like a little bunny.
It's like, it's like if it's an angry one, it's like, oh, thank you. I just really needed to be angry.
Dude, I want to live in your head a little bit. Like only 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't, having spent that much time alone. I had to create little like.
Well,
faces of
I still
friends.
had siblings, you know?
I had a sibling,
Oh.
but the age difference,
What is it again?
5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was always like at some caretaker's
Yeah.
place, and I was like
Yeah.
a latchkey kid.
No, I would hang out with them and they were kind of like my role models, so it was a little bit different.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, it's not because they fucking bullied me.
Oh,
But
your
anyway.
siblings. I thought you meant your imaginary characters.
No, I never had those.
Oh,
I don't know why. I never had that.
You never had imaginary friends?
Never.
I had like 40 of them.
Whoa.
And I would add to them. Like I'd be sitting like on the toilet and I'm like, Andy, Alvin, Tony. And I would just have all these.
Just go through the alphabet?
Yeah. And then people were like, let's say I go back to school and like, how many friends do you have? I'm like, 47. How many do you have?
I think it's called multiple personality disorder.
Maybe.
I never once had that.
Really?
But dude,
I didn't have imaginary friends, but I had like stuffed animals that I would assign voices to.
I couldn't do that. My sister had a whole room filled with them, and they were scary as fuck. They were scary. I was like, they're gonna wake up in the middle of the night and fucking kill me.
That's how I felt about dolls.
She had all of it.
Oh,
All of it, from the floor all the way almost to the ceiling, like just walls and walls. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
That's why I don't keep stuffed animals at my house at all. I hate it. No,
Stuffed
Taika
animals
does.
are not human-like, but dolls, I'm like, ooh, there's too many Chucky movies.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Damn. Well, we've kind of reached the
Gio,
end
your
of our-
emotions don't matter.
Too bad, because I'm not feeling any. No, but thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for inviting
This
me,
was
guys.
really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Billcast.
Hey. I feel like we just barely scratched the surface, though. Like
Barely?
Barely.
Get the fuck out of here with your fucking puns. They're really good.
Oh, fuck you.
Every time I say that, I'm like, get the fuck out. I'm like that.
Yeah,
I'm really
that's a
saying like
compliment.
they're really good.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
are
I told
really,
you,
really good.
I
suppressive
speak
expressive.
Geo language.
Suppressive
Nice.
expressive.
You're the
What's
first
going
person
on
that like
inside's
bust
different.
balls to show love
Yep.
that I met as a girl.
Oh,
where
okay.
I'm like, oh, I speak your language. Like,
Yeah, because
I
you bust my
accept
balls
that.
hard.
Yeah, and same vice versa. And I'm like, oh, she loves me.
The one that, and I brought this up recently, the one where she busted me hard, and I was like, "Ooh, that one was good." She's like, she was complimenting everyone, and then with me, she's like, "It didn't look like you tried today," and I really tried. I was like, "Oh, you fucking bitch!" That was
So now she
good.
tries more. She tries harder.
Yeah, so you win regardless. Yeah. But yeah, this is beautiful. I love you so much. I think
love
you're the
you
fucking
guys.
best.
Thank you.
And I hope you come back on our podcast. Unlike
course,
shit
or-
they don't say, we were only there once.
I know.
This is my first time on this podcast.
Look,
Also,
Well-
listen to Hey Bitch. You know, we gotta
Yeah.
plug that.
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah,
make sure
yeah.
we plug that.
Yeah, yeah. That's doing better than this podcast anyway, so go over there.
Same. It's doing better than shit they don't tell you for sure.
all right, guys. And thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that concludes our Bearcast. Special thanks to Nikki Limo. Make sure to check her out. We're going to put all information down below. And also, thank you to our sponsor, ShipStation. Again, that's shipstation.com for a free 60-day trial when you enter promo code BEAR. That's shipstation.com. Enter promo code BEAR. And Noom, that is Noom.com. So make sure to check them out. Again, that's Noom.com. And last but not least, we got Figs. And when you visit Figs,
Where figs?
and when you enter and Figs, go check them out at wearfigs.com. That's WEARFIGS.com and enter code BILL at checkout to get 15% off. That's wearfigs.com for 15% off with promo code BILL, BEAW. Thank you.